Hello, hello. How are you all doing? This is Tyra Omilade, and I wanted to do a follow up video to the full moon circle that I did on Saturday. And I didn't touch on everything. Our conversation was so engaging. And so I decided to create this video for those who are either on my newsletter list, my email list, or in the Inspired Goddess community. Several of y'all joined this past weekend. Anyone on the newsletter who watches this video, if you want to join, it doesn't cost anything to join, but I don't just open it up for anyone to join because I do want it to be mostly people who I know. And, I just want it to be something lovely and nice and wonderful. I've paid to have this platform. So I own it. And so, yeah, if y'all want to join it, let me know. Welcome to the ones who have joined. I am going to put this banner on here just to remind you all that I do have, and this is going to look a little weird, but I'm still just going to bring it up really quickly. This upcoming Saturday is the solstice circle. So, yeah, you'll see the details in the video below. So please avail yourself to that. And then there's also a new moon mini retreat on June 25th. And if you buy them together, you get a deal. So, yeah. Okay. So, what do I want to talk to you about now? If you did not see the full moon retreat, I know all these retreats look long, they go past 2 hours. A lot of times people feel like they don't have the time to listen and everything. But, I've told y'all in the past that we have to begin to train ourselves to have long concentration. And it would be good if maybe watch 20 minutes, take a break, come back, keep watching it. I re-listened to it today and I was like, dang, I have to re-listen to my own videos so that I get whatever it is I shared. And that was pretty powerful. It had me thinking quite a bit today about what I'm going to do with this full moon in Sag. So what I'm going to do is I am making the assumption, because this video is not going to be long. I am making the assumption that you all are going to just till I get to where I want to go, that you all are going to watch that video because I'm going to pick up where I left off. um, let's see here. Yeah. So, what can you expect with this full moon? So, there were some things that I looked at with this full moon that came from me looking at this chart, which is like the day of the full moon. Now, the full moon is going to be on the 20, no, the 14th of June. Okay. And so I thought this was pretty interesting. um, this moon has one major challenging aspect that I think needs to be respected, and that one comes from Neptune. What I was saying was on the live stream that we have to be careful of a lot of people. A lot of what's happening now is people getting scammed and being taken advantage of. Maybe this full moon will you know, reveal a scam or how you were gotten over. If you're the one that's been getting over someone, just know this could be a time where everything comes to light. It's actually a full moon that I honestly think it's the kind of energy where either it's like you've had on rose colored glasses and now you're gonna see what the truth is, or and it could be with someone else, or maybe you have like a gut check for yourself, but it's definitely something that I say needs to be looked at and respected. It's Neptune and Pisces. um you know Sometimes what this could mean is maybe you find out some truth about somebody who has been a teacher, somebody you really looked up to, maybe a public figure, but definitely someone who you thought is wise. Um, and let's see here, Neptune and Pisces. It's actually this energy that, like, this full moon, you may just be like, you know what, this is it. I need to get healed up. I need to, because another thing that's huge for this moon is this notion of how are you caring for yourself? How are you uh, what is the balance that you have in terms of like work and life balance? And it's also like there may be like an emotional need for um, having more structure in your life, or having something in your life where you feel like the boxes are being checked off, you're making progress, um, so that you can maybe feel like you can take a break, so something like that, more structure so that you can make progress. And so this moon may be like, maybe you need to freaking just get a system that's going to work for you. This is that Neptune that I'm talking about. Or maybe Neptune is like, you know what? You need to go get help. You need to go get a coach, or become a part of like an accountability group or something like that, because you're kidding yourself. You really need to do something about, just how you live your life. There's a lot of energy that is surrounding this notion of lifestyle, and, how are you working? And I think what I said in a few of the questions, where is my, oh, here we go. In a few of the questions, what unmet needs must be addressed so that you can expand and achieve your goals? I think that's another um, question, or something that you can ponder, so that you can, that may come up. Like, this might be highlighted for you with this moon. So there's a lot of energy of healing and self-care. If I remember correctly, last month there was another theme that has a lot to do with self-care. Actually, this year, the goddess that spoke in the reading that I did for the community, which I shared inside of my inner circle when I had that, but I plan on going through it within the Inspired Goddess community. There is this energy that Yemoja is like, hey, y'all need to take care of yourselves. And, one of the things that I told, um, you know, I don't know who I told, but at the beginning of the year, one of the things I know I was saying is that it's very important to um, take this year to appreciate what's good, celebrate what's good, deal with the things that are a challenge. But we can't sit around here and just wait for everything to be, back to normal. And so I say one of the top things that you can do as like a success strategy for 2022 is how much can you engage in your self-care. And I'm going to say self-care, body, mind, spirit, emotions. And so what I want to ask you all to do is to take time to write down, how do you take care of your body? What is self-care for your body? What is self-care for your mind? What is self-care for your spirit? And what is self-care for your emotions? You want to have all those categories mapped out, and then you want to begin to craft that lifestyle, because this moon is so much about like, have a philosophy that creates this. You want to have a philosophy that is like, I take care of myself in a very um like, it's just what I do, I take care of myself. I wake up, I go to work, I exercise, I meal prep, I do my mindfulness or meditation, I tap, I listen to something spiritual. Like, it's like, of course I do this. That's what I see in this moon. Also, um, this moon has aspects from well, structure and planning in a number of ways is how I see it. And so, yeah, Saturn is a part of this. And so, but it's in a supportive way. Okay. So Saturn, yeah, okay. Saturn is saying, hey, let, honestly, it's saying we need to have more structure, um, and, and, and do more planning. This is what is going to bring health and wellness. So this is, and also abundance, and, how are you going to manifest what you want? A lot of it will be through, um, planning and having structure. And, yeah, this is also how you're going to make progress. It's sort of like progress and working on what you want is intertwined with self-care. And I'll just tell y'all how that looks for me. So y'all know I've been saying that I struggle with just working way too much. Um, and so what I'm choosing to do is to say, okay, I will work on my business this long, and then I'll get up and I'll exercise, or I'll go clean up my house, something in my house, or I'll do something that doesn't have to do with my business. Um, and so, that's me interweaving. I'm constantly like, how long have you been sitting down, Tyra? You need to get up and go exercise, or you need to go stretch, or have you drunk your water? It's like I'm constantly, and I'm not doing real well, because I was going to say I have this Pomodoro that I like to do where I set my timer for 25 minutes, and then it goes off, and that means that I'm up for 10 minutes walking around. Maybe, yeah, I do 25 and 10, to be honest with you. So, yeah. But that does take a lot of planning and structure, commitment. These are things that I think are going to be highlighted for you to look at, in terms of, like, maybe you'll find out you've been doing all of this and it's gotten you to where you want to go. Maybe it's these themes come up and you're like, ooh, I need to go on ahead and work on that, because that's what the full moon is going to do. It's either you're going to celebrate, or, well, not either. You're going to celebrate something that you have achieved, which I hope you do, or something will be highlighted that maybe either you kind of like denied it was going on, but now you can't deny it. Or you might get liberated from something. The full moon can help you get liberated also from something. Vision, gratitude, and perspective. So I think this moon is ingenious for, like, having that vision. Sagittarius is about holding the vision high. So you want to make sure, like, look at, what is the vision? Are you still in alignment with the vision? Are you keeping the vision high? Because, a lot of not a lot, but several sisters mentioned last night that they were, um, dealing with procrastination. And so Sagittarius is a great time to, um, hold the vision up, because the vision is what you'll say, I've got to figure out this moment right here where I am not moving in the direction of the vision. I've got to figure this out, because that vision is calling me so much. So, like, renew your vision, or refresh your memory of the vision. Do you have a vision board? How do you keep up with what you're working on? Did you set some intentions for the quarter? And actually, that's what I want to work on with, now that I think about it, with that cancer workshop. I want to work on our next 3 months. Actually, not just, I want us to start, working with cycles. So we have that monthly cycle, but then we have the 3 months, because we're going to have, with Cancer, Leo, Virgo. And then that's 3 months that make up, a quarter that we can use to get some things done. And so I'm thinking, and it feels more achievable when we don't have to, it's not way out there, you know. And so we set smaller goals, and we have like a vision for this quarter, and then we'll have the bigger vision for 2022, but each quarter baby steps us towards that bigger vision. right? Um, so vision is so important. And I think this is a great moon too. If you feel like I'm just off center, open yourself up to be renewed and imbued with the energy of Sag. So also gratitude and perspective. Take time. We talked about doing a gratitude practice. I say do one all week and do one every day. This is something that I think is as important as brushing your teeth, to be honest with you, as important as eating food and drinking water. I think it's just that important, especially on the energetic level. So important. And then also, some people are struggling with like understanding why is something the way that it is. Sagittarius can help us to have perspective. So, where are you lacking perspective? Where are you struggling and you just like running in circles around something? And maybe with a little bit more perspective, you will feel like, you know what, I'm at peace with this thing. Because that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is like having this higher vision, or you're being able to see things from high up above. In NLP, we talk about, you see things one way sitting here in this room, but the people, if this wall was gone and my neighbors across the street could see what I'm doing, they would see things very differently than this from me seeing it right here. Let's say, I see this screen one way. If my neighbors across the street had to, if someone was like, what is she looking at or what's on the screen, it would look very different from them. And if somebody was, in a helicopter even higher above my house and they were told, look down at her screen and see what's there. Perspective gives you so much insight. It's so different when we're sitting right here in the midst of it, experiencing it all versus because Sag is about expansion. Expand yourself, right? So perspective is so good in that way. And then intuition. Intuition is this moon is imbued with a lot of energy that has to do with intention. Another word I didn't put on there is compassion. This is a moon where perhaps we need to offer more compassion to ourselves or to other people. My husband is a Christian pastor, and every Sunday I listen to him. And today it was just really interesting because we talked last night about Sagittarius. One of the things that we might have to look at, this moon may ask us to look at, is where are we being judgmental? And for whatever reason, sometimes we're just in sync with what I talk about versus what he's talks about, but we don't talk about it together. It's not until I hear him that I'm like, I was just talking about that with my community. But he was saying, a lot of times people are like, hey, I love God, but I don't love this person who God created, right? And he named all these different groups that a lot of times are either at each other's throats and I just started thinking, he named one group that I know I have a problem with, and it has to do with politics. I was just like, oh my gosh, because there's some neighbors. I'm just like, I don't know if I vibe these people. Why did these people move on my street? Because they're new. And I was just like, ouch, you know. At the very least, y'all know what I say, neutrality over negativity. But that gave me perspective and I feel freed and liberated. Like I don't have to care that there are people who are different politically from me, where it's like it's visible. I can see it. I don't have to care. I live in Tennessee. What do I expect, honestly? But anywho, I'm just being 100 with you all. I'm just using my examples to illustrate this is what this moon is bringing up for us. And I just encourage you, one of the things I talk about, let me see if I can see it on here. I don't know if I have the new one that April created, but on here, awareness, alignment, and action. That awareness, I teach something called the 4 keys to self mastery. That freaking awareness is like, it's like gold. When we walk in awareness, I cannot overstate how important it is to walk when you are walking more aware in your life, how much quicker, faster you will find peace. You will feel, unafraid. For the most part, you'll be willing to barrel ahead in your life and live life fully and full of passion when we live with awareness. Sometimes we have to become aware of what's holding us back. Sometimes the limiting beliefs that we talked about, and sometimes we have to become aware of, the light within us, the power, the wonder, the glory, the might that's all within us. Awareness is key. It's bay. Okay. So become aware of what's coming up, because what's going to happen is you'll be able to expand. You'll be able to get liberated. Right. Okay. Um, so yes, endings and culminations regarding something, uh, regarding, yeah, I typed these up pretty quickly. Regarding your belief system and goals. Okay. Maybe you're like, I finally see things a certain way, or I achieved this goal. Um, yeah, something with the belief system. Let me see. Can I think of anything? If I think of something, I'll let y'all know. This moon has the energy of progress in it. Progress will be based on how well you care for yourself. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Blessings of insight, wisdom, and vision that inspire action. Again, when we look at the goddess framework, wow, action is everything. Okay. And it's inspired action that we want to take. Action is just a part of the human experience, period, with a T. Choices revealed on how to heal your wounds and body. This moon is perfect for people who teach or are in academia, authors, artists, spiritual leaders, visionaries. Actually, I think judges, if they're people who are judges, professors, where I put academia. If you have to do with culture, um, maybe you work with people who are in other cultures, or you're an artist, a cultural artist, something like that. People involved in the travel industry, especially if it's people who, do long distance travel, or their travel is connected that with other cultures, okay? Or maybe it's sort of like, you know, people who take folks on tours to learn something new. So Sagittarius, Geminis, Pisces, Virgos may feel challenged by this moon, actually. And I can tell you, if you know your degrees, if you don't know your degrees, don't worry about it. But if you do know your degrees, this moon is 23 degrees. Why? Because my sun is at 20 degrees of Pisces. So if you're within 10 degrees on either side, so well, all the way up to 30 of those signs, or back to 13, then this moon might feel challenging for you. Um, yeah, it's just those are all mutable signs. And so whenever something is going on with one, it affects the others. And it's in a way that's challenging. If you know astrology, it's the opposition as well as the squares. And so it can feel challenging. This moon can feel like me. I've been like, I had to have talk about a reality check about self care. I talked to my older son today, and I was just like, I am just not motivated to exercise. So we came up with a plan, so we can see. Well, ain't no we can see. We came up with a plan that I'm gonna follow. And now that he's out of the academy and he's gonna just be working, he said he would help me stay on task. Okay. So let's talk about through the signs. I'm going to tell you your number for your sign, and that way you can Well, don't worry about it. Yeah, that way you can look at this chart and you'll know, you know, who is this for. Let me get these ordered. I have them by the what do you call it? Element. And I'm going to put them in order. Here we go. Libra, Cap, Cancer. Okay, Scorpio. Okay. The Pisces last. Okay, so I'm going to start with Aries. So for Aries, this is happening in your ninth house. Aries may find that they are having, uh, so for all of these, it's going to be some type of revelations, endings, culminations, liberation regarding all things ninth house. So you can see here travel, study, religion, international, faith, divine, God. It has to do with your belief system, teacher, maybe some guru, somebody who you really look up to. Any of the Aries who are looking to get published, you may find that you're making some inroads or something becomes highlighted at this moon for you. And so hold on, let me see something. Okay, yeah. I think too that it's important that the Aries understand that like you need to really be taking care of your mind and looking at your day-to-day routines, like what's going to support you in growth and expansion and making that vision happen. So I think that's really important. And then let's see here. Aquarius is over here for you. Yeah, I think that this could be a moon where Aries actually feels like they've had some great accomplishments. And just to get more, I would say, it would be important to um, just make sure that you are focused on self-care. Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. Anytime I see my husband send something. Oh, okay. So next is going to be the Tauruses. Now, for the Tauruses, all of the earth signs, this Sag energy is going to be in a house that has to do with that internal healing. So for the Tauruses, I would say this moon is important to for your healing. Maybe self-care. Taurus is definitely, you want to be looking at like extreme self-care. What can you do to take care of yourself? Maybe it's not just like the typical, it's like you need to go a little bit deeper with it. Also, this may be a moon where you're like, you know what, I really need to be focused on maybe some debt or taxes, something like that. It could be a very spiritual moon. But just know, Tauruses, um, yeah, self-care is so highlighted for you in this particular chart. And the more you take care of yourself, you'll find that you're able to make more progress in your career. That's like an ouch on my toes because I am so Taurus. Okay, next is Gemini. Now, this is going to be a major moon for you, Gemini. Very pivotal moon for the mutable signs Gemini, Sag, Pisces, Virgo. Very pivotal moon. Major breakthroughs. You're arriving at something. This is a big deal for you. Now, for the Geminis, this is happening for you in the seventh house, which has to do with relationships. Could have something to do with like you're looking at, is your life in balance or out? It has to do also with relationships. Maybe there's some revelation that will come to you. Maybe it's not about a specific relationship, but maybe you're going to get a breakthrough in understanding what relationships mean to you. If you've been working on being a coach, Gemini, you may be feeling like, okay, I'm ready. Or maybe you're a consultant and you're like, I'm ready to go on ahead and launch this I'm making progress, I'm getting ahead, or maybe you have a new vision for your practice, your business. You can take your life in a whole new direction. But Gemini, you're being asked to receive care through partnership, get some support. Gemini, get support. You do not need to try to do this alone, Gemini. Okay. And another thing that's being highlighted for Gemini is, I don't know, it's like Geminis, you're still being asked to go in a new direction, or you're asked take care of your body. That will help you. Maybe another thing is, everybody needs to believe that whatever it is that you desire for your life is actually possible. Okay. I don't exactly have to have that on since it's just me. Ooh, and that's hurting my head. Okay. Next is Cancer. So for Cancer, this is happening in that sixth house. So, like, I cannot overstate the importance of Cancer looking at, number one, their work life balance, looking at their day to day routines. Um, I think it could bring up topics that have to do with, like, how are you taking care of yourself, health and wellness, those kinds of things. And also when it comes to work, because the sixth house has to do with your day to day routines in terms of like how you run your life, as well as like what's going on at the workplace. And so for the Cancerians, something new, some endings or something like that with work could be coming up for you. And it's also saying, maybe some of the Cancerians need to get away. Maybe you've been,